got Dion here. I am the host and founder of the Psychic News Network. How are you doing? Let's start with a little music. What do you say? We'll give people a chance to show up. I better not play the whole thing unless, in case it's copywritten. So it's Bastille Day, and that's a democracy day. Celebrating democracy. I see that you're saying some very important information. Call your senators, tell them vote no for Bove. Yeah, oh yeah, what a mess. What a mess he is. We'll read on some things. I hope you had a good Monday. I hope you're doing all right with all this Uranus energy. Yeah, just remember there wouldn't be a USA without the help of General Lafayette of the French Navy. Lafayette was great friends with George Washington, and Ben Franklin was also quite friendly with the French and enrolled their help in the Revolution. How are you guys doing? How are you holding up? I really want to know how you're holding up, because the energy that we're in is really hard. Which is why I do Off the Ledge, and that's becoming more and more valuable. Vive la France! Yeah, let's use this time, this day, to remember that we are a world. We're a democratic world. Don't let the idiots get you down. Yeah, so do we have to start with all that bad news? I mean, I know that you're saying things about the Supreme Court and what they're doing. We have to really get it in our noggins. We have to overthrow them. I asked how you were doing. Optimism is our best weapon. This week on Thursday we have the big protest, the Good Trouble protest. Ukraine will get weapons. MAGA's turning on Dumpy. I just did a pop-up from the dock. Oh my gosh, I should have called it the Seagull edition. The Seagulls kind of dominated that little PNN pop-up that I did. So, we're going to keep the vibe up. We're going to keep the vibration up. Ask what you can do for your country. Yes, I like it, Kelly. That's the patriotic spirit. It is a tough time. They're burning MAGA hats. It's a tough time. We're not acknowledging that. It's really tough. It's like, really? Another low, how low can they go situation? Really? Another one and another one and another one? What's sticking in my mind is that I was reading on Epstein and this whole fiasco, to put it mildly. And I had the deck of character just a few minutes ago. I was on the dock. I had the deck of character, and I pulled the demon card when I was reading about the fallout from the Epstein stuff. Hey, Warren. Hello, everybody. That really kind of stood out. And I am of the, I'm going to say the awareness from doing this work for 30 years. I'm in the awareness, and I mentioned this earlier on that video. I'm in the awareness that when people who are absolutely heinous when they're in the physical, when they cross over, so often they're kind of assigned to undo the damage that they did. And I got that that's where Epstein's soul went. We know it went straight to hell. But as kind of karmic payback, or whatever you want to call it, it's I feel like he's having to influence things from the other side to go the way of justice. You felt more hopeful after my pop-up? Good. That makes me feel like just coming back. It's a weird time. It's a time that we have to just, like I always say, just think about what you want and don't add too much else to it. And just get real active and think about what you want and think about what you want and think about what you want, and don't attach the hows and the whens to it. I mean, and also the other really powerful thing, yeah, all will be revealed in due time. Good point. Yeah, my pop-ups are amazingly calming. You wrote your poop-ups. That's funny, Cheryl. Notice what's working. Notice him. Darren feels wonderful. She's happy. What have you been doing? You're 5 hours from Maryland, Eastern Shore. Never get to the beach in the summer. You much prefer going off season. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Playing ocean waves all day. Good. Yes. As long as the weather permits, I will be doing a video every day from outdoors. Today I almost didn't because it was very windy, but I found a kind of a calm spot. Cheryl's like, darn autocorrect. She liked my poop-ups. I'm going to pull 3 cards about where we are. Now, what I was mentioning earlier is like, the past couple of days for me have been like, WTF? Will the universe just like give me a moment's rest from the chaos? And I think I'm picking up on the collective. I did hear about the nursing home in Massachusetts. I'm trying to keep the vibration up. Yeah, there was a fire. It was awful, and I think it was a Fall River. I don't think I read any further than that. I mean, I'll definitely send out prayers. Okay, so what we want to do is focus on what's good. And let me just flip these cards over, because we really do. Yeah. Good. Moonstone Girl is showing her appreciation. Yes. You love hearing the seagulls? Yeah, a boat must have just come in because it was really loud there on the dock today. I'm going to pull 3 cards about the general direction that things are going. Darren's between the ocean and the mountains. That's great. I kind of feel like I am too, because it's not very many miles to go before you can hit the mountains here. Okay, I'm going to pick 3 cards, the general vibe of where we are and where we're going. In the United States. I don't know if you can see them, but oh, they're not already now. There's some a mommy and a daddy seagull, and they're little babies who've been walking across that roof. You probably can't see them. They're so cute. Where we are right now in America. Well, we go, it's kind of like this. We go from just kind of hanging out to a lot of movement. We're listening to our angels about what's going on. Yeah, we're doing our best in America to keep ourselves in a calm state. It's summer, so a lot of us are going dancing and, you know, having our fake cold beer and all that. Where we are in America at the present time, we are praying a lot. It's kind of like we have both things going on in America right now. We're kind of trying to relax. We're trying to be happy. We're praying to our angels about all the devastation that's happening. You're moving your daughter out of Texas. Good. Now, in light of everything that's going on, we can't forget it was only last weekend that the devastation happened in Texas. Remember, I almost went off the ledge on Monday. Thank you, Warren, for putting my info up. What's good is loads of info is coming out and freaking the Republican Party out. Let's read on them. Let's read on the GOP. Please hit the thumbs up while you're here so we can reach our quorum to do a group hug, which is 200. More flooding yesterday, Rose is saying. Let me tell you something, and I think we already know this. We are going into a time of flooding galore. This area is going to flood. If you're on the coast, your area is going to flood. If you're on the coast, it's likely that you're going to have a hurricane at some point, so just pray a lot. And we need to do something about global climate change. Yeah, this, you know what, it's just a matter of time. I'm just being a realist. It's just a matter of time before you're going to hear me going, oh my God, I had to abandon my apartment because there was a flood on the street. The rain is coming down now in DC. So, okay, what have you guys been doing? Because there's a real strong air of pessimism in the chat today. It's understandable. We need some dad jokes. I'm not like upset with you guys. I'm just, there's a lot of bad things going on. So the job that we have to do here is to lift the energy up with the good news. So let's, Michael, I just said that. I just said that. I'll say it again. I am on the coast. There will be hurricanes coming up the coast. This street that I'm on will flood. And it's likely that I will be telling you guys at some point that I had to evacuate my apartment because my entire street flooded and maybe some of these buildings will float away. Because I'm a realist and I know this is true. So what we have to do is you don't have any corny jokes, sorry. What we have to do is work really hard to get this country back on track with curbing the causes of global climate change. And I'm not mad at you, I'm just making a point. In Ohio, we'll have tornadoes. So I'm there's nobody here that will be not touched by global climate change events. That's where we are. Do I have an inflatable raft? It's a good idea, Mary. But I do know that I've been moved to tell people, how do you make an egg roll? You push it. That's pretty good. I do know that I feel moved to tell people, and I will start talking to my community about the need for us all to have a hurricane plan. Now, what the Dumpy administration is going to do, and he got booed at a soccer match. Yeah, let's have more of that in the chat tonight, because we all know the doom and gloom. When we focus on increases. So, I'm going to pull 3 cards about the MAGAs in Congress and whether they're going to be able to succeed. They're already firing people that are working on global climate change research. Right? So I'm going to actually read specifically on that. Yeah, I have a picture of Dumpy on the stage. Hang on, before I read on that. This is like, you can't even imagine. I don't even know anyone personally that is this full of themselves. Switching topics, like I do. Hey, Marby. Okay, let's take a poll. Does anybody here have anybody in their lives that's this much of an asshole? I'm sorry, I just had to say it. Anybody? Does anybody have anybody in their lives that's that much of an asshole? That steals your moment and photobombs, like how hard those guys have worked for that freaking moment. And that's where we are in this country. And that's why we cannot accept any more of this BS. And we're all going to show up at the next protest and the next protest and the next protest and the next protest. Nobody knows somebody that's that much of an a-hole. And that reminds me of when we had that religious event that we have the last weekend of June, and this is last year, and I talked about it extensively when during the sporting events offshore last June, there was an idiot with a dinosaur-sized Trump flag photobombing the entire event. It's a certain type that needs attention, that needs to show you that they can ruin your event. All right, so I'm picking 3 cards about the GOP. He took the FIFO trophy because it was 18 karat gold made by Tiffany's. Thank you for the donation, Magda Star. Appreciate it. So we were just talking about global climate change, so I'm actually honing in on that topic because what they're doing is they're cutting all the research. This has a shelf life, what we're going through, just so you know. Thank you for supporting the channel. What's going to happen with that? The United States of America is going to prevail. This is about global climate change events and them cutting off funding and firing people that are doing the research. Michael has never met anyone like as obnoxious, and that's putting it politely, as except for one person you supervised as a probation officer. Yeah, what I was talking about was like somebody that would steal somebody's valor like that. It's going to be hard work to get out of this. It's going to be very hard work. But what did Kamala say? We like hard work, right? You wish we could look at the bottom of him for his expiration date. That's good. FEMA call centers funding stop. Who do we call now? Yeah, exactly. I'm reading on global climate change and what is going to happen in this country since they're cutting all the funding and firing the scientists. You had an old friend who always had to one-up someone. Nobody likes those people. So what I'm seeing is that there's so much evidence that this global climate change is a real thing. The Two of Swords means the MAGA Republicans don't know what to do. They end up in a stalemate. Much like the situation in Texas. How can they support a bill that gets rid of FEMA and NOAA while their friends and neighbors are literally dying? Did I know that cows are standing in their fields? That joke is as old as baseball. My dad used to say that. It's getting a little warm in here. All right, we have to keep our spirits up, you guys. It's important. We need the balance. Are any of you going on a summer vacation? You know what I've noticed? Because I like to get up to Maine and stay over for a night or two. This time of year if I can. And in Maine, no try, just do, Rose. No try, just do. In Maine, the rates are really down. The Airbnbs are really, really down. Very reasonable. Plan a trip to Maine. They're heavily, probably New Hampshire and Vermont too, they're heavily, heavily dependent on tourism from Canada. Heavily. Like most of, right Cheryl? Most of Maine's tourism comes directly from Canada. Why did the deer go to the dentist? It had buck teeth. You're gonna make Thomas jealous. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed. Yeah, no Canadians this year. None. And the Airbnbs are like, some of them are at wintertime rates in a summertime town. Let's pull 3 cards on the fallout from the Epstein stuff. Now, since the whole Epstein thing is all over the news, we're gonna read on this too, to see to what degree they're using this as a distraction. But we're gonna pull 3 cards about the fallout from that. Good, Rose. You're doing your best picking up Thomas's jokes, dad joke slack. That'll help you. It helps me to be with you all. Dumpy. Okay, so the fallout from the Epstein, it's gonna be powerful. It's gonna be challenging. And I'm not really sure why I have Vlad Dracula here, but I'm asking about the fallout from the Epstein. Interesting. You know what I'm wondering? This is the fallout for Dumpy from the Epstein information. I think that this starts a little bit of a domino effect. I'm seeing these things dovetailing. Ghislaine Maxwell is going to testify. And I feel like more and more information about Russia is going to be coming out. So those two together make a very strong case for Americans. I'm going to say Americans to hate MAGA. So I have the King of Wands. That's Vlad. Yeah, this is like an amalgam of all the bad things that start sinking Dumpy. It's an amalgam. It's these things all together that sink him. All right. So just keep in mind that this cannot distract us from the other things that are going on. But we have to really keep our eye on everything. This is like, we have to juggle. Yeah, plus the election. Yes, we have to juggle. We have to not forget about Texas and not forget about there's a concentration camp where people are dying in Florida. So I'm going to read on that. But before I read on Alligator Alcatraz, I want us to take a moment. Oh, Thomas is here. You're in the basement. Yeah, we were just talking about flooding. You had flooding? It's going to be everywhere. Yeah, we can walk and chew gum at the same time. I'm going to have us take just a moment to send, and we'll do this during a group hug too, because I think we'll get there where we need more people to hit the thumbs up. Major flood alert in New York City. Yeah, this is the global climate change stuff. Let's take a moment to send energy to the poor people in Alligator Alcatraz, okay? 1, 2, 3. Let's just think about them and imagine them getting released and the place being destroyed. And Ron the fascist arrested. And the fascist regime coming down. No more ICE. No more concentration camps. No more of this horror. Alright, thanks. Yeah. And you remember Ron the fascist, or the Satan, whatever you want to call him, help the tribe close it down. Yeah, the Seminole tribe is down there. I'm wondering how that's going because the news isn't covering it. Warren had some good news. I had my eyes closed. What was the good news? That's not good news. He's saying a major flood alert in New York City. He must have said something else. He's on the 10th floor. No worries. You posted the phone numbers twice now for what, Rose? No more hate and cruelty. Yeah, I got that, Warren. So, New York City is under a flood watch? Okay. We're all under a flood watch. Let's be real. I'm actually going to pull 3 cards to ask about whether there are Democrats on the Epstein list that will be... Actually, let's use the pendulum. Will Democrats in America, will their names be released that are on the list? That's weird. I have a no. If anyone has any information about who to contact to get that concentration camp shut down, call your representatives. That's weird. So I'm asking about the Epstein, the files. Are we going to find out that Dumpy is all over it? Yes. Maybe they'll try to release fake names. See, here's the thing. Because when I think about it, what I get is that Dumpy and Bondi and all the rest of them, they can try to hide it. They can try to hide the Epstein files. But whenever I read on it, I get the information is already out. I'm not sure who has it. I've been talking for months about whistleblowers everywhere, a whistleblower here and a whistleblower there, here a whistleblower, there a whistleblower, everywhere a whistleblower. And so I feel like there's a lot of information that's already out. So when it comes to them attempting to sweep it under the rug, they really can't. They can't. You know, it's like you can't unthink something. It's already there. So, and I'm not really sure exactly where. Okay, there's a person on YouTube who reads out loud the transcripts from Ghislaine Maxwell trial. Yeah. Yeah, then there's Angry Elon. Okay, so okay, let's ask. Is it already out? It's already out. And somebody's saying supposedly Rosie O'Donnell has the list and she lives in Ireland now. That's a really strong yes that the list is already out. It's already available. I think I've seen it. So I'm not really sure what these MAGAs are waiting on. Do you guys know? Let's read on that. Let's read on that. Yeah, more than one person has it. When I think about it, when I tune in, it's like it's widespread. Including pictures of Dumpy with young girls. And I mean young, I mean children young. Let's pull 3 cards about that. The MAGAs thought it was all Democrats. So isn't that interesting how that got like flipped on its head? Damon, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. Damon's here. Can we give him a bell? Don't be offended. We're going to give Damon a bell. Yeah, they wanted to stick it to the Democrats with the list, but I'm not really picking up Democrats on the list. There might be a couple, but that's not the card what the pendulum said. I think that there have been chances to hide it more, but they won't be able. It's too late. It's too late, baby, now it's too late. Though you really did try to hide it. This is about the Epstein info. It's too late. King of Swords, this is Elon. This is who's in bed with who. No pun. Well, pun intended, I guess. And the Fool. Yeah, it's too late. It's too late. Yeah, and he did brag about it. Yeah. The sun is very active now with huge solar flares. I'm feeling it. That is the truth. And plus Uranus and Gemini. I want to say Aries. Uranus and Aries. Uranus and Gemini. I want to don't listen to me. Uranus is in Gemini, and it's making everything feel wonky because Gemini rules the head. You're wondering if any women will step forward? Yeah, women have been stepping forward for years now. Several of them have been threatened and shut down in court. Gemini is stubborn. Gemini is also about being in the head. So, yeah, I'll ask Kathy Beal about a show this week. We need to know if any Supremes are on that list. I can ask. Clarence Thomas pops into my mind. Yep. And did we hear that before? Has anybody heard before? Because this feels familiar to me. Have we heard about Clarence Thomas being on the list? Alito was on Rose's list. Is Alito on the Epstein list? I'm telling it like I sees it, everyone. Wow. Well, let's read on that. We need the nefarious cards for that. Thank you for being here, and please hit the thumbs up so we can do a group hug when we get 200 thumbs up. And please subscribe, and please, I don't know, help me. Just help me. I need help. Those of you that saw me lamenting that my finances had been hacked, I'm happy to report that the bank made good on their promise to refund the money to make sure I didn't go totally broke. So thank you for your good vibes. That's Uranus and Gemini for me. Alan Dershowitz is said to be on the Epstein list. Hey, Nathan. Okay, let's see. Yes, yeah. So I have a local bank, and it was, they helped me out. They were very kind, and they were very attentive, and they were very compassionate. Is Bill Barr on the Epstein list? Oh my gosh, I keep thinking it's going to say no, but you mailed me a check for a Kamala mug? Thank you. I need to get them ordered. If you pre-ordered a Kamala mug, it's going to take a little while. But I'll keep you posted, and thank you. Gemini rules the hands, lungs, and nervous system. I thought, which sign rules the head? I thought it was Gemini. We're going to pull 3 cards about anybody. Well, let's pull 3 cards about Clarence Thomas. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, thank you for your good wishes. See, it works. If YouTube would help my number of views go up, then I wouldn't have financial issues. I really wouldn't. If I had as many views as some people do, I'd be fine. So I beg you to get readings. I'm asking about Clarence Thomas yeah, Clarence is on it. He's on the Epstein list. A couple times. 5 of Swords is going to be challenging for him. 5 of Cups, maybe he's on 5 times. I get that Clarence Thomas is on the list. Kavanaugh? Well, we'll ask about him next. Ace of Wands. It looks like it's going to come out that Clarence Thomas is on the list. Of course he's on the list. He's you know, remember Anita Hill? You heard Steve Bannon is too. You were in Nice France on Bastille Day? Oh, I bet that was fun. In your youth. Alright, so let's read on Alito. Is Samuel Alito on the list? I mean, yeah, Thomas has a track record. Kavanaugh has a track record. Bannon, you know he does. Okay, I'm going to ask about Alito. I'm going to pull 3 cards about Alito and his involvement. Oh, and by the way, hang on a second. Because, remember I showed you this book? I haven't read the whole thing yet. I just read a few excerpts thus far. Bill Barr is part of Opus Dei. Kavanaugh, I believe, is too. Alito, I think, I'm kind of guessing, but I'm kind of going on my psychic impression. Clarence Thomas, I'm not sure. But man, there's some dark, look, human trafficking. The cult of dark money, human trafficking, and right-wing conspiracy inside the Catholic Church. This is a dark side of the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church isn't all dark, but this is a dark extension that should have never happened. So, I'm pulling Harlan Crow. Alright, well right now I'm reading on Alito. I'm pulling cards about, let's ask, is Harlan Crow on the list? Yep. Boy, Epstein had a lot of perverted friends. Alito. Yep. Yep. Uh-huh. And there's a woman that's going to out Alito. Ace of Swords is the sword of truth. A woman's going to out Alito. And the Ten of Swords. This is my psychic impression. Leo Leonard. You know that you said that wrong, right? Is Leonard Leo on the list? I don't think he's on the Epstein list, but he's a huge part of Opus Dei. Okay, so, wow, Kavanaugh. It's going to take too long to read cards on all these guys. Maybe Jenny is on the list? Is Jenny Thomas? No, Jenny's not on the list. I mean, I feel like it was more, I never think about women when I think about the Epstein list. I mean, there was a real misogynist, I can't even talk about it. Is Gorsuch on the list? No. Mitch McConnell? Seriously, I can't even read on that. Gross. Alright. It's bad. Let's have some light. There are women, but the women, yeah, if there are women on the list, it's very, very unlikely that they were abusers. Highly unlikely. I'm not saying that in an absolute way, but it's mainly men, right? It's mainly men. Peter Thiel, is Peter Thiel on the list? I'm kind of feeling like, is Peter Thiel on the list? Yes. Yeah, the list is dark. It's gross. Is P. Diddy on the list? P. Diddy's on the list. Did someone mention the name of that book? The book is called Opus. If you want to look it up. I got it from Books A Million. It took me about 4 weeks to get it because I'm off of Amazon. And I'm not really sure why it took so long, but it's Gareth Gore, G-O-R-E. I think I heard about it on a podcast. All right. I'm going to actually read, I'm going to switch gears and I'm going to read on, yeah, just being on the list doesn't prove guilt. It's like the flight list. So the women that are on the list doesn't mean they were sexually abusing girls, right? I'm going to switch gears and I'm going to read on Pope Leo. I'm done going through the list. I'll spend the rest of my time going down the list. I mean, just suffice it to say, it's all the creepy men you can think of that are in the public eye. Okay. I'm reading on Pope Leo and how it's going. The awesomeness. There are some gross people, that's for sure. But the light is stronger. Pope Leo. Praying a lot, surrendering to the higher power. That would mean praying and trusting God. It's really, Pope Leo is looking at how much the Catholic Church has lost and trying to do his best to pick up the pieces and to rebuild faith in the higher power. The seagulls must have gotten some food. Why did it get quiet? They have video of everything. They have everything, Kathy. All right, weirdness. Weirdness. I don't have any tea leaves tonight. I have just cold beer. The weather is weird here. It's like, can't describe it. It's like really, really, really humid and not terribly hot. So strange. And now it's getting really humid. I think there's going to be a pretty big heat wave coming in the next couple of days. All right, let's pull some cards on let's pull cards on Joe Biden. Now, I went ballistic listening to Meet the Press. I was driving, so I don't know who was being interviewed, but it was a Democrat. I think from Texas. I don't know if it was Tellerico. But I'm gonna write to Chris. Meet the Press. Can somebody help me out? Meet the Press is on what network? Is it CBS or ABC? I wanted to reach into my my car, stereo, and strangle Kristen Welker. I was so angry, metaphorically speaking. NBC. Thank you, John. I got your envelope, John. Thank you. NBC. With everything, NBC wins because more people are saying NBC. Meet the Press. Kristen Welker. I was having a royal conniption fit because with everything that's going on with Dumpy, everything, down to the freaking concentration camps in Florida. Do you know what Kristen Welker was asking this Democrat about? Thanks, Josh. She was asking him about whether Joe Biden should be held accountable for his mental state while he was president. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to write to that network and I'm going to let them have it. And I want everybody else to do the same. Promise me. What the hell? So I think that, if you're mad enough like me, that you'll write to those networks and you'll give them a piece of your mind. Because if enough of us do this, if 100 of us do that, they're going to pay attention because they care about their bottom line. I mean, it would be like maybe slightly different if our lives were not all at risk right now. Kristen Welker needs to go. She needs to go. She needs to resign. Is she a plant? Yeah, that is all she does is bash Dems. She didn't used to be like that. Is Kristen Welker a plant? Yep, she is. Oh my, it just pushes me over the top, almost over the ledge. Cannot stand her. I'm glad I mentioned it because it makes me feel better that other people feel the same way. Hashtag fire Welker. What the hell? Why do they keep picking on Joe Biden? Joe Biden is a decent man. He's a good Catholic. He's one of the good ones. He did the best. He ran for president because he saw the white supremacy rising in this country. And he wanted to do what needed to be done. He wanted to do what he knew he could do with all his experience in government to help our country. Why the hell are they bashing him? Well, we know why. Let's read on that. Because the first thing that pops into my mind is Russia, of course. But how distracted can we be with all this other stuff going on? This is what I'm wondering. These are the things I think about all the time. How long will it take before the American people go, but what about Texas? But what about, the NOAA? But what about the pandemics that are coming? And what about Russia? And what about them dismantling the entire federal government? And what about our national security leaks? And what about Dumpy losing his mind? What about him selling out the White House? What about Elon stealing all our data? And they're saying, oh, they're going to have hearings on Joe Biden's mental fitness. He's not the president. She went there. Yes, she did. And Kristen Welker doesn't only go there. She keeps pounding away because she's looking for that little soundbite. Please write to them. Lordy, it's right. Yeah, well, how long is it going to take before the American people say, are you effing kidding me? With all this, unbelievable, unfathomable horribleness going on. There are concentration camps in Florida in the Everglades. Can't even talk. And she's asking about a trial for Joe Biden, about hiding his mental fitness. I'm going to just remind you all. I'm sorry, I'm on a little bit of a rant. And it's under the videos that I was so angry when Biden got his cancer diagnosis that rather than be compassionate and caring and understanding, the media went after him and acted like it was a crime that he got cancer. And they started to talk about his mental fitness while he was in office. So I went ahead and I made 22 videos. I had no idea it was going to take me that long. In which I read, and you can look at it under the videos. It was right around that time when he got the diagnosis that he has an aggressive form of cancer. They turned around and they bashed him. These people are monsters. They're absolute monsters. It took me 22 videos of 15 minutes each to cover every single achievement of the Biden-Harris administration over 4 years. Yeah. Right to Jake Tapper, too. Do they think we're all that stupid? I'm going to read on this because I'm ranting. That one pushed me right off the ledge. Jake Tapper discuss you. Oh, discuss me. What kind of people are they? You believe they'll be held accountable someday? Yes, there is such a thing as karma. I'm going to read on Kristen Welker. Yeah, and then the Democrat, they're trying to play nice. They're trying to keep the peace or something so they don't press the interviewer. Get your voodoo dolls ready. She needs... I'm reading on her. She loves it. They're aliens. They're bad aliens. She loves it. She's getting paid a hefty sum. She's in the... Kristen Welker is in the family. Hey, Amanda. Thanks for showing up for a few minutes. Yeah, she's in... I'm going to call it the family. They call it the family. By the way, unfortunately, I'm not making it up to 200 thumbs up, so we can't do a group hug until we get 200 thumbs up. Them's the rules. For God's sake, can't they leave Joe Biden alone? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about why they pick on Joe Biden. And I did a sermon at Church of Spirituality yesterday. I don't even know what I said. I have to go back and listen to it. That was a kind of about this. About evil has to attack goodness. That's its job. And yeah, as far as Kristen Welker goes, yeah, I am picking up that she's in the family. Six of Cups, there it is. Ace of Pentacles. She loves this. She loves it. She loves sticking the knife in and twisting it. It's her thing. It's a cult. And I get Pam Blondie when I think about this. It's the same thing. Evil is relentless. Evil is relentless. And that's why we have to be relentless. And that it's no less than that. That is what we're fighting against, is abject evil. And the fact that MAGA, to the tune of freaking Alex freaking Jones, the fact that these most heinous monsters of people are turning on Dumpy, that's a freaking miracle. Just the fact that they're hating him now. We need to stay ahead of the devil. Like I'm not promising like, oh well they're gonna get him ousted. Well, we'll keep looking at that. But it's amazing. It's just amazing. Yeah, if you can't stand Kristen Welker either, then right. It feels really good to get your anger out. It's healthy. Alex Jones crybaby. Yeah, that's all those tears are crocodile tears, right? Those women will get their just desserts in 2026. Let's read about ICE. By the way, 2 Thursdays ago, no, it was Juneteenth. It was a few weeks ago. I'm glad you're gonna write. I'm gonna remind you that on Juneteenth, remember on Thursdays that we've been having guided meditations for a healed America every single Thursday. In the past 3 Thursdays, because of various things going on, I had to pre-record them. But on Juneteenth, and I put it up there, I'm trying to remember what the thumbnail looks like. I think it's just me. We did a guided meditation for a healed America, and in that guided meditation, we visualized ICE being really dissipated. So please do that, because it really does work. We're going to read on ICE. We're going to read on these crazy raids. Look in the people's eyes, you can see evil. Yeah, absolutely. Like how about Stephen Miller? We only need 2 more thumbs up and we made 200. Yay! It's been a while, hasn't it? Let's do a group hug. And then we'll read on ICE. Let's do a group hug for all the people that they're planning to round up. That it just falls apart. Let's do a group hug. The ICE falls apart and the concentration camps are disassembled and the people are released. Okay? All right. And anybody who's struggling and all the people that are really frightened, let's hold them up. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Group hug. ICE is stopped. Concentration camps disassembled. People are freed. And holding all the people in that nursing home, that terrible disaster. And holding all the people that were victims of shooting. That happened too. And all those who are losing hope. Let's hold them in the light. Let's really hold them. All the people that are struggling. There's so many. And we're raising the vibrational energy of this entire group. And it's rippling out. Thank you. It's good to be together. It's really good to be together. Thank you, Warren, for putting my info up. Let's pull a few cards from the deck of character. As I said, I don't have tea leaves tonight. I'll do that on Wednesday. It'd be good to yeah, it'd be good to get Rachel Maddow to interview Kristen Welker, right? Yeah, please protect and bless all the poor people in Texas. We're gonna get rid of this fascist regime, everybody. We will, because it's gonna be across the board. It won't be like, oh well, you're a MAGA and I'm a Democrat. It's not gonna be like that. It's gonna be like, we're human beings and we need to survive. Now let's pray. God forbid there's another pandemic, because we're up. You know what creek without a paddle. All right, Thomas is done cleaning up the water from the flood. Sorry about that. Dad joke, a man walked into a bar, then a table, then a chair. Send money to John Ossoff in Georgia, everyone. Cheryl's reminding us. Oh my word. It's a human rights violation to put people in that camp, absolutely. I was writing Substack articles before the election that said they're planning on committing crimes against humanity. How about the MAGA rally they had in Madison Square Garden? They're holding up, deport migrants now. It's like, what the migrants ever do to you? It's insanity. I was going to read, you know what? I went on my big rant about Joe Biden and then I never even pulled cards. Let's read about Joe Biden and Kamala together in one kind of a lump. Their energy. Yes, when we all think alike and we're almost there, things will change. Thank you, Linda. That was really positive and true. Do I think a pandemic is coming soon? Let me tell you something, Amanda. My friend Matt, in 2019, we were talking about Trump in 2019. I think it was, yeah, it was. We were talking about the election, and I said the thing that I worry most about is a pandemic. And then what happened? A pandemic came. I'm not having that same feeling at the present time, so just to reassure you. It's not about the migrants or the immigrants, as we know. That's not why this is happening. It's a Hitler-esque mindset. That's exactly what it is. About a month ago, a fire tragically destroyed a blanket factory in my hometown. We still haven't recovered. All right, let's read the cards about Biden and Kamala. They're talking about how they take down the emperor. I'm just gonna say it. And by the way, I'm gonna say something else about taking down somebody. Taking down somebody means taking them off their pedestal. And the reason I'm saying that right now is because Pam Blondie was threatening Jasmine Crockett for saying, for my birthday on June 14th, I want to take Elon down. And Pam Blondie went, oh, she's so dangerous. Oh, she's threatening Elon Musk. Give me an effing break. They can dish it out, but they can't take it. So anyway, what I'm saying is I'm reading on Biden and Harris. I'm reading on their energy. You know they talk. Yeah, they have an investigation going on about that. It's so ridiculous. It's just so ridiculous. And it's fascism. So Kamala and Joe are talking about how to take the emperor down. How to get him to be rendered useless. Yep. So before we go, since I was mentioning Pam Blondie, let's ask about a few people and whether they're staying. It's just more intimidation. It's the most ridiculous intimidation. They want to put Joe Biden on trial for, I don't even know. For, well, you know, it's like Dumpy said about Gavin Newsom. He was like, Gavin Newsom is going to be arrested. And somebody asked him, for what? And Dumpy said, for running for governor. All right? Catch my drift? Is Pam Blondie going to be removed? She's not going to be removed, but let's ask if she'll resign. Is Pam Blondie going to resign? Yes, she's gonna willingly leave. Yeah, to Trump, Biden is a criminal because he's alive. Anybody that is not him is a criminal. Anybody that's not Dumpy is the enemy. He couldn't even let the soccer team enjoy their trophy. Actually, I want to pull a few cards about that. I told myself every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday I'm going to cut it short tonight, and now I'm going over. Do I think there's a psychic fog over Americans' brains because people are acting like they have learned helpless, people don't know what to do, what can't you? Yeah, I've been talking about that a lot, Amanda, how people seem to be in a fog, but we're coming out of it. You know what's going to make us come out of it? When we're actually having real conversations with real people. When we have community. You like going overtime? What I want to read on is Pam, well, it looks like Pam Blondie's going to step down. I want to read on, is Bongino going to, yeah, he's going to step down. Apparently there's a band playing tonight. It's Monday. I'm trying to figure out where that is. It might actually be music on a boat. Okay. Is Kash Patel going to step? Is Kash Patel going to step down? Yeah, it looks like Kash Patel is going to step down too. That's kind of a weak yes, but it's getting stronger. I think they're going to step down. I do. Huh. Who else? What other heinous character? We don't talk about J.D. Vance enough because we don't like him. We don't like to. Is J.D. Vance going to step down? That's going around in a circle. Yeah, party on the water, huh? It's a nice night to be on a boat. Dad joke, I went to school to become a meteorologist, but the course load blew me away. Alright, I think that's probably it, but let's pull 3 cards for the collective. I've been talking about putting together a guided meditation. I just don't know how I'm going to do it. To shut down the concentration camp. Yeah, I know Pam Blondie was into Scientology. That's what happened to her brain. Doesn't she drive you crazy when she just lies? Oh, she's like an annoying schoolgirl. Only worse. We're going to pull 3. We'll pull 4 cards for the collective. So tomorrow I'll do a PNN pop-up and I'll do Off the Ledge every day. Every day. It's helping people. We'll keep doing it. And because Tuesday night I just kind of do something else. We did do a group hug, so you're going to have to watch it on replay. Plan to go to a rally or to have a rally on Thursday. Yes, we did. Okay, so I have the angsty teen. I get that all the time. Dumpy is going to be the angsty teen who's really pretty fired up. Yeah, there are a lot of ledges, that's for sure. And it's just the beginning. What has been hidden is about to become a majestic whale. So this is what we can look for. The angsty teen Dumpy is going to be having his feet to the fire. See? Feet to the fire. Ow, 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 I'm going to be held accountable. Help! This little thing that he thought he had hidden safely in the womb is about to become a majestic whale. Oh my word. Okay, well, I always have fun with when I'm with you on PNN. And wait, Thomas has a French dad joke? The French revolutionaries really wanted to ensure due process to those who were guillotines, but they didn't have the constitution for it. Guillotine. On that note, happy Bastille Day. I guess it's probably over in France, by now. Visualize good things, okay? Visualize good things. Book a reading. I'll help you visualize good things. PsychicNetDion.com. My income is dependent on you. Thank you for your donations and your kindness and your generosity and all your good vibes. Okay? And I'll see you on the videos tomorrow, and then Wednesday and Friday we have PNN. All right. Hang in there. Good days are in the future. Let's just imagine them in the now. Namaste. See you soon.